Creativity is much more than making a piece of art. It's a way of thinking and ultimately a way of living. Hey, welcome to this beautiful spot in a rural, quiet area in Switzerland where I spend a few days working and living outdoors. There's a particular aspect of creativity that either holds you back or sets you free. And this is what I want to share with you today. I remember when I was a kid, my dad took me to some helicopter show that took place in our region. When I came home, I had to build a helicopter with Lego, of course. And I didn't doubt 1 second that I was able to do that. So I just did it. My mind was free to create because I knew what I had and because I had experience using it. The rest was about figuring out how to do it and to enjoy the process of making something beautiful and meaningful. In the home I grew up, finances were always tight. We didn't have lack, but we also couldn't just go and buy new stuff all the time. And this taught me a lesson for life and creativity. I use what I have. That's the reason my mind was free to create. I didn't waste my energy thinking about all the options I didn't have. Neither was I focused on lack, nor was I comparing my situation or skills to other people's. That is true creative freedom. So I spent countless hours building stuff with Lego or using the few old hand tools we had to create something with wood. About 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to spend more time outdoors and have recreative days where I combine time of recreation and relaxing with working and coming up with ideas for soundtracks and songs. And so I thought it would be really helpful to have a vehicle. Well, the best case would be to have a camper van, but we just couldn't afford it. So why not use our 20-year-old car and build a bed in there? And that's what I did. By the way, there's a soundtrack video where you see me doing that and where I go on my first trip. I'll put the link in the description. It's actually a really comfy place to sleep. I'm glad I'm not too tall, so I fit in perfectly. I've got enough space here for my backpack and other stuff. On this side, I put on a net, so I am protected from insects. This allows me to have the window open all day and have fresh air in the car at night. When the car is parked on the camp, the front is mainly a storage room. And now here, that's my office and living room. This is the board from the bed, and I folded the mattress back and attached this board, which allows me to place my MacBook and mouse, and I can even cook tea or coffee inside or even a full meal. The board is really stable, so that's no problem. And of course, I can have the window open. Now you might think, what if it's raining? In case of rain, I can attach this cover, which then keeps rain from getting into the car, so I can have the window open at all times. I just have to optimize it a bit so that the wind cannot grab it too much. Last year in October, I spent quite a few hours in the car. I was on a camp, and throughout the day it was basically warm, and at night it was quite cold. So I ate in the car, I worked in the car, I slept in the car, and it's all working very well. Also, I enjoyed in a special way because it's the result of a creative project, and it's a result of this attitude of I use what I have. So it gives my experience with all these simple things so much more depth. And I really love that. The whole build cost less than $200. So that's really affordable. Anybody could do that. And the concept is really simple, but it's really efficient and it works. It allows me to go to places like this that are really affordable, where I can rent a spot on a farm and spend a few recreative days, relaxing, being outdoors, listening to birds. I just love it. And this also puts me in a zone where I am really creative. I hope this inspires you not to make excuses and not to look at what other people have in terms of skills or money or options or whatever, and simply use what you have, even if it's an old car. And also in your creative medium, whatever it is, that you use the skills that you have right now and use the tools and the money and the opportunities that you have right now and go deep. The secret and power of this is that if you don't have tons of options, you really get creative because you're getting focused and intentional. And this is where really true creativity comes to life. When I got into music production, I had to start with a very small budget. I could just afford to have a booth built to make proper recordings, and I just used my 11-inch MacBook Air, which worked, but it was far from being great to work with that. But it didn't hold me back, and I bought my first microphone and later bought my second microphone, and I just kept creating and investing and growing the whole thing. It's such a joy to be on a creative journey and not being held back by all the things you could have or things that would be better or even make your stuff better. At the end of the day, those who manage to go deep within their limitations are the ones who create really exceptional art. I hope this was inspiring to you to use what you have and to go and create and not be limited in your creativity by your limitations that you currently have. The weather forecast says there's going to be a thunderstorm in an hour or two, so I think I have to get my stuff into the car. But as you have seen, I will have cozy time in there and do some work or just relax. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment or an emoji down below. And maybe you like this story video where I went to a mountaintop last summer and recorded the soundtrack there. Or check out this soundtrack video where I did the first trip with my car. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.